Okay, so I've just got back from Judea and Samaria, or as it's known in the West, the West Bank. I was out there shooting a video on the Jewish settlers that live in that region to see if the reality matched the media representation of them. We filmed a number of videos and we're going to be releasing them as a series every Monday and Thursday. On the Sabbath, I stayed in Itzar, which is a settlement which has a reputation for being a little radical. After lunch, my host pointed to a far-off mountain and said, "On the top of that hill, the Hilltop Youth have established a new outpost." For those who don't know who the Hilltop Youth are, here's a quick video of the media's representation of them. So I wasn't about to miss an opportunity to meet the infamous Hilltop Youth. So I hiked for 30 minutes to the top of that hill and expected to be greeted by a gun-waving, radical racist settler with religious zeal, and instead I got Ryan Philippe, you know, the guy from Cruel Intentions. I got Ryan Philippe with peyote. Really sweet, with his young wife. They were living on the hill. They showed me around it. They didn't hate anybody. It was such an anticlimax. I mean, the guy was an absolute mensch and it was lovely to meet him. But Louis Theroux, he gets the wildest racist and I get Ryan Philippe. It just didn't seem fair. Anyway, his name wasn't Ryan, it was actually Abraham. And Abraham took me around his community, showed me all the wooden shacks they were living in and how they didn't have electricity, and explained the Hilltop Youth. And I was absolutely mesmerized, but at the same time absolutely gutted that I couldn't film any of this, because on the Sabbath, Jews can't use electricity. So one thing you have to know about Israel is miracles happen. Like, I'm telling you, it's crazy. So a couple of days later, I'm traveling back from Ramallah, which is deep in the West Bank, to Jerusalem. When I see a hitchhiker, now in Israel, hitchhiking is a national pastime. In the UK, we don't do it. We don't pick up hitchhikers because you don't know what kind of lunatic you're going to pick up. So I don't pick up hitchhikers in the UK or in Israel. But this time, something was different. Instead of driving straight past that hitchhiker, I pull my car over to the side of the road, I wind down my window, I'm about to ask, "Where are you going?" when I look up and lo and behold, it's the guy from the Hilltop Youth. By some miracle, this guy is now by the side of the road. I've got all my camera equipment. The guy I couldn't film on Shabbat, I now have an opportunity to film. So obviously, that's what I did. We pulled over, we shot a video, and this is Abraham from the Hilltop Youth in his own words.
My name is Abraham Goldfarb. I live in Itzar. It's a settlement up north in the Shomron. It's in the West Bank. And I live with my wife. She's 20, I'm 19. And my little daughter, Zar Libi, that she's 8 months old. I live there for many reasons. One of them is that I believe in it with all my heart that Jews need to live everywhere in Israel. Second reason is fresh air, it's a great view, and it's a great place to raise children. I tell people that say that it's not my right to live there, that it's my right from God. It's written down in the Holy Bible, and I believe in it. And if anyone's right, it's our right, the Jews. I do recognize that lots of people say that Arabs are also supposed to live there, and that it's their right because they've been there for many years. But all of those years don't compare even to the amount of years we were there way before they came there. They're the settlers actually. They came and settled in a place that's not theirs. We're just citizens. We're not settlers. That's our place. Itzar is considered a pretty radical place, but again, it's some people from that settlement, not everyone. And I don't consider myself a radical person. I do consider myself an extremist in good stuff that I believe in. Let's say if I wanna do something good, I'll do it. I'll do it all the way, and I won't look back, and I won't ask any questions. I'll just do something good. I myself am part of the Hilltop Youth, and what the Hilltop Youth is basically it's youth that they're looking to do something more than everyone else. Meaning, lots of people talk about building a lot and working in construction and Jewish labor, and Hilltop Youth really practices that. And most of the youth, from a very young age, they work in construction and they build. and they protest, and it's people that they see something wrong and they just can't be quiet against it. So sometimes it means protesting, sometimes it means doing illegal stuff, which I'm personally are against. And people need to know that there are many types of Hilltop Youth. Not everyone are the extremists. Some Hilltop Youth, the only thing they're looking for is to build and help, and they volunteer in different places, and they join the army, and they do a good service for Israel. And they work in an ambulance and all sorts of different stuff, things that help the community. And some Hilltop Youth are more there for action and for doing stuff that every other youngster wants to do. Just they take it to a political way. The thing is, we want to build fast and build a lot. So we use metal materials that are faster to build with than cement and rocks, and it's more mobile. So that sometimes when they take houses down, it's easier to build them back, because we don't give up when they took down a house. We just build it right back again. What threatens us next to our house and in our environment are basically we have a village, an Arab village, very nearby, and in that village there are certain citizens, most of them sadly, that like to incite fights and fires next to our house to make us feel unsafe there. The sad thing is that many Jews in this land are afraid from the Arabs because they feel that they're the guests. But we need to know that they're the guests. This is our land. There's no doubt about that. And it's sad because I've been injured. My brother-in-law was injured in a terrorist attack. And many people from family, close, near, friends were injured very hardly. And there were a few deaths also not so far away from my family. And it's a very sad situation that it's one-sided. It's very one-sided. There's so many Arabs attacks and Muslim attacks. And when a Jew builds a house, everyone does as if it's something bad. We're trying to build, they're trying to destroy, they're trying to ruin. I'm not saying that the only thing we do is build houses, but most of our doing in our battle is of creation. We try to create, we try to make things better. We plant, we build. Of course, we also protest and we fight back, but that doesn't mean we start the fights, and it doesn't mean that's our goal and our plan. That's not what we wish for.